today I'm going to be speaking to one of our speakers for the 2026 Vegan Wellness Retreat. He was with us last year as well for the 2025 Vegan Wellness Retreat, the one and only Matt Bennett, Raw Intuition. We're going to be talking about his new protocol and some new fun things we're bringing into the 2026 Vegan Wellness Retreat, as well as the things we're going to bring back from last year. So yeah, I'm super excited to speak with him today. Can you hear me now? I know you said I had no sound before. It looks like Katie. Katie, can you hear me? Anyone listening, if you can hear, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we're just waiting for him to jump on here. Let's see if I can request him. Hey, Matthew. Okay. Hi.
Hey, Sarah.
I had to start it over. I guess I had no sound.
Oh,
Now I'm all
gotcha.
good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I'm
Okay, cool.
going to apologize in advance. I'm outside, so it's a little noisy. Normally I'm inside, but we're going to make it work.
Perfect.
Thanks for being here today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
So let's just jump into it. Basically, nice shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it from a really cool place.
Yeah, that's one of our shirts from the 2025 Vegan Wellness Retreat.
Yes.
Can you hear me with all the traffic?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
I just can't hear myself. So, okay. Basically what I was saying is we're going to kind of talk about the changes we're making to the 2026 Vegan Wellness Retreat, the things we're going to bring back. We're going to get into maybe your protocol a little bit. So, yeah,
Cool.
I'm going to jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So, first of all, I don't know if it's I don't want to say the last post you made, but one of your most recent posts, you kind of talked about, you gave this visual that walking on a tightrope versus a sidewalk, right? And for some people, for some of us, myself included, that staying 100% raw, being feeling like you have to be 100% committed to raw, and then falling off every couple weeks and going to junk food because it's just not sustainable for some people. Is worse and harder than adding some heat processed food. And we're not talking about junk food. We're not talking about salted and oiled up junk. We're talking about whole food, plant-based, heat processed, mostly water processed, maybe some baked foods once in a while, but minimally processed as possible, correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
So that I really resonated with that. That was kind of how I felt in my journey. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who can go raw and stay raw for lots and lots, many years, and they're totally fine, and that's awesome. But for some of us, falling off the wagon and going to that junk food is worse than maybe introducing some heat processed foods. So I want to make a huge announcement. So at the 2026 Vegan Wellness Retreat, we're also going to have some minimally heat processed foods. So water sauteed only, Instapot. It will not be on the same table as the raw food. It's going to be just like last year where you have the abundance of fruit, abundance of raw food. We're going to have Kevin Black, our chef, and Chris Kendall there making amazing raw dishes, gourmet raw dishes, all salt and oil free still. But on a separate table, if you choose to add sweet potatoes, quinoa, or oatmeal to your salad or to your fruit plate, that will be an option for you. We'll also have a full juice bar, smoothie bar available as well. But it's just one little option that if you want to add some quinoa to your salad, we're kind of getting rid of the dogma that's going to harm you.
Right.
And obviously, if you want to stay 100% raw and that's your choice, there's that option as well, as it's 99% going to be raw.
That's awesome.
Hi, Stacy.
What's up, Stacy?
To have you again. Stacy's coming back, and she is going to be one of our yoga teachers. She's doing some Pilates this year. She's going to do another facial workshop. So yeah, we can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to meeting Chris as well, and so many of the other people that are going to be there. You guys have got a really great lineup, and I'm I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're super excited. So we basically, I think we have everyone coming back except for like 3 people from last year. And then we brought in like 4 or 5 new people. So yeah, we're really
Nice.
excited for our lineup. I think we have a good balance of like raw versus whole food plant-based. And then most of them all still talk about the same thing, that like raw is great and amazing, but if you need to add some heat processed foods to keep you off the junk, that's like the goal, which
Yeah.
is really cool to find how like it's nice to have everyone on the same page pretty much.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, really, I know I have gotten a little pushback from that video from some people,
Yeah,
but we have 99% essentially of the same message, right? Like
yeah,
we agree that eating plants is the best for us. Eating, I think, again, like I said in the post, I have nothing against being all raw. I was all raw for like a decade, right?
yeah,
And then eventually I just started having a little more what I call consciously cooked food, which is just wet heated food.
sure,
And working with people for several years, I've just seen that's the best way for people to stick to this lifestyle.
exactly,
And I just haven't seen the evidence that sticking to 100% is going to give you better outcomes than
yeah,
eating a diet centered around raw foods, but
sure.
also, giving people that flexibility.
Sure. No, absolutely. I 100% agree. I think that's kind of so for a lot of you, maybe you don't know, but for a lot of you probably do know, my husband Chase, my business partner with the other co-founder of the Vegan Wellness Retreat, he was fully 100% 80-10-10, like mono meal, raw vegan for 2.5 years.
Hmm.
And then he kind of came back to what you just said, that exact thing, that he kind of
Yeah,
looked into the research and he can't really find anything that says like, um, adding some minimally heat processed, no salt, no oil foods is harming him. He
right.
came into it and he said, okay, if I start to feel like my stomach starts hurting or I kind of feel bad, I'm going to go back to raw, obviously. But
Sure.
he has done it for about a month and he says he doesn't really feel much of a difference besides needing more water.
Yeah,
Because obviously you're not getting as probably as much like structured water as you are if you're fully raw. There are
sure.
some benefits that you get when it is fully raw, such as the water intake.
Yep.
Um, and like I said, for some people, like even the mental like component of okay, being like for me, my mental health went down when I was being 100% raw because I was consistently
Mhm.
like feeling bad for cheating, right? But
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
people, like their mental health is amazing on raw, and the thought of eating cooked food stresses them out. So that's great for
right.
them. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Everybody has to find what works best for them.
yeah,
And yeah, I think, again, you're going to be good either way.
yeah,
So I don't think demonizing one way or the other is really
exactly.
productive,
And that's
in
the
my
message
opinion.
we're really trying to share is that taking the dogma out, like as long as you're staying away from the processed foods, as long as you're still getting a lot, I don't think that only eating cooked food is probably good. Still getting a
No,
lot of
I
raw
don't think
food.
so. Yeah.
Um, but again, that it's not going to probably harm you to have some minimally processed foods, cooked foods.
Yeah,
Um,
there's plenty of examples that it is not going to lead to worse outcomes.
right.
I actually just left a response on my video. I could name, you know, 6 to 10 whole food plant-based practitioners that have lived into their 90s
Uh,
or even past 100 eating a whole food plant-based diet, with raw and cooked foods. So,
yeah,
there's plenty of examples out there that, I understand that depending on how you're cooking the food, there's going to be varying levels of different
sure.
components that we might not want. However, you can use the wet heat process to cook your food if you want
Yeah,
to, and you're going to minimize any of those byproducts that
yeah.
might be formed. So,
And there are like, have you heard of so like soaking your potatoes before if you bake them? Let's say you were going to bake your potatoes.
oh,
It significant significantly it decreases the carcinogenic component from
wow,
soaking the
okay,
potatoes. There's like little tweaks like that
yeah,
that we found that if you're going to bake which Chase prefers just the Instapot, which at the Vegan Wellness Street will just be Instapot. But if
Yeah.
you're going to bake, there are little tweaks, like making sure you don't blacken things, right? No one's saying that
Right.
blackening things is healthy. But
Right.
even if you're eating that once in a while, I don't think it's going to like severely damage you,
Right. No.
where you can kind of get into the cycle of like, back to that emotional health of like OCD, like stressing that
Yep. Yep.
from one. But I think it is a slippery slope with salt and oil in processed food.
Sure.
Like once you start that, that's no good. Um,
Yep.
so we
Yep.
are still on the same page with that. But yeah. So do you want to
Yeah.
maybe talk about your new? You have a new protocol that and kind of what's coaching program, correct?
Yeah, so I'm currently working on it. It's not yet available. I haven't put out the sign up page yet, but yeah, it's just going to really be a group coaching course that, it's going to be me teaching people everything that I've learned over the last almost 15 years of living this lifestyle. And it's not 100% raw approach. It really basically what you're teaching at the retreat. It's you can do either way. I
Yeah.
teach both all raw or high raw, or what I like to now call it just raw centered, where you
Yeah.
just center your diet around raw food, and then you use what components you need to make it sustainable. So yeah, and it's really going to touch a lot on the emotional aspect, the psychological aspect, of making this lifestyle sustainable, and really just finding fulfillment and joy in the way
Yeah.
that you live your life, so that it gives you the best outcomes, long term.
Can I
So
pause you right there?
yeah.
I just want to take a second to like talk about what you just said. And I'm sure there's other people that do it. I just haven't found them because yeah. But you're the first person I've heard that talks about the emotional side. So we hear a lot of
Mm.
people in this space that talk about what's healthiest for our body, our species-specific diet, or um, like you're gonna feel amazing, but they don't ever really talk about the emotional side of it.
Mhm. Right.
That how much like when you put so much pressure on yourself to go raw and you're not ready, or you're constantly thinking about the cooked food, what that does to you. Um,
Right. Hmm.
so I really appreciate that you're gonna discuss that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing to overcome for most people when it comes to especially a raw diet, because it is so estranged from the typical world that we're living in, right? So
Yeah.
raw food is just not really an acceptable lifestyle to most people. Most
Right.
people, their families, their friends, they're going to get pushback, and even just being vegan is hard enough for most people, and
Yeah.
so, just from the social aspect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really think that focusing on analyzing your emotional state, kind of bringing in, aspects of forgiveness and compassion for yourself and for
Yeah.
others, and just finding that balanced mindset where you understand the basic components of health, and if you want to fine tune it to a certain aspect, like 100% raw or whatever it is, you
Yeah.
can sure do that. But I think getting the
Absolutely.
foundation set with a healthy mindset, a healthy attitude, just a healthy outlook on
Uh,
food and just everything else, I think is just so important.
Absolutely. Fruit Sugar Love says raw centered is a great way to put it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And yeah, that's exactly kind of the new vegan wellness retreat, what our approach is and what we're kind of our message. And again, I don't want people that are fully raw to feel like we're now going the opposite, where like you can't
Right.
come and feel welcomed. I would still say a huge 80% of the people coming are fully raw, probably.
Sure.
Um, but we're also going to bring in um, the other side a little bit as well, which we kind of did last year. We had some whole food plant-based doctors come,
Yeah.
and people that were not fully raw. So yeah, okay. Then we're going to talk about, let's see, B12. So B12 is kind of
Ooh.
buzzing around this community, and so thought it'd be fun to bring that in today.
Absolutely.
So correct me if I'm wrong, because a lot of times I jump the gun on things. But my initial thought in what I thinking is that originally you thought that as long as you're on a really clean, raw diet, you don't need to take a B12 supplement, that you're going to be completely fine. And then you did some blood work, found that maybe it wasn't optimal, and so now
Yep.
you're supplementing a little bit. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I came into it through, Dr. Morse and kind of just the detoxification, mindset.
Yeah,
And, I still appreciate so much of what he teaches and that whole philosophy. But yeah, what I learned very early on is that, you get your body clean enough, you get your adrenals working correctly, and your body should be able to maintain optimal B12 levels, just
yeah.
on its own. And so I didn't supplement with absolutely anything for the first like 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
And so then I did my blood work for the first time, and I was like very low. I can't remember what my level was, but I was like, significantly low
Yeah,
in B12. Now, I mean, I know there's probably some maybe natural hygienists or just some raw food proponents out there that might say that, well, you can't really compare your levels to the standard levels and what they
sure.
should be. So, I'm not gonna try and pretend that I'm like an absolute expert and I know the 100% sure answer on that, but
Yeah,
I just have to kind of defer to the people that I trust, the plant-based doctors out there that are teaching about this. And
yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm going by. So once I found out that I was very, deficient by the standards, I started to supplement.
Sure. Did you
Yeah.
feel any different? Like, did you have any of the normal symptoms, or you just did your blood work and found out, and so you then just started supplementing?
Yeah, no, not that I am really aware of. I don't think that I had really any of the symptoms, but I still feel like it was important to
Yeah.
cut off because it takes a while
Sure.
for a lot of people to experience the symptoms,
And then
and
once you
so
have those symptoms, sometimes, I mean, there's people who were fully raw, and then they had symptoms and permanent nerve damage.
right, yeah, exactly, and yeah, so I don't think it's worth you know, risking permanent nerve damage or whatever
Yeah.
other issues could arise when you can take a supplement and just make sure you're keeping your levels,
Yeah.
at an adequate level.
Right. And you do, I forget what the term is called. It's like, starts with an metabolic, but you pee it out, right? Like, you can't overdose in B12. So, like,
You're right. Yeah,
whatever
it's
your body
water
needs,
soluble. Yeah.
water, so that's
So
the word I'm looking for.
so
Yeah.
yeah, if you take too much, you'll most likely pee out whatever you don't need.
Yeah.
Um, you probably don't want to be taking like massive amounts
Sure. Yeah.
all the time. So, but yeah, I think if you just follow the standard guidelines from the
Yeah.
plant-based doctors out there, I think you should be good.
And again, at the Vegan Wellness Retreat, like something really, really important to us is that you don't ever feel judged or like we're being pushy or that you have to follow a certain way. That's why we kind of bring in different, like we have fruitarians that come, we have raw vegans that come, we have 80-10-10 people that come, we have whole food plant-based people that come. We have
Yeah,
people in the standard American that come and they just want to learn more about being healthy. So again, like just because we're talking about B12, if you don't want to take a B12 supplement, that is your choice.
exactly.
Um, we're just kind of saying what we have found that works for us and what kind of some of the science says. Someone said, "Thank you so much for the tip for soaking potatoes. I love potatoes and always felt so guilty to have one once or twice a week." So good. Yes. Look into that.
That's a
Soaking
great tip.
potatoes and lowering your, what's the word? Now I'm losing my train of thought. Your carcinogen level.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, acrylamides and
Acrylamide.
other. Yep,
Thank you.
yep. Hmm.
So, okay. So B12, we talked about processed foods, keeping them out of the diet. Vegan Olympics. So
Can't wait for this.
yeah, another really fun thing that we're bringing in. We did surveys after the last retreat, and something that just kept coming up was we want more like community involvement. We want more like where everyone's together doing one activity type thing.
Hmm.
So it's a two-part thing. Part one, I'll get into the actual Olympic part in a minute. But every day there's going to be a specific time where there's field games. So Dr. Douglas Graham is going to be leading this. It's going to be like childhood summer camp field games. So we're going to
Hmm.
have tug of war. We're going to have sack races. We're going to have dodgeball. We're going to have kickball. We're gonna have it's literally like summer camp.
That's awesome.
Um, and it's just going to be a really fun way to get everyone involved. Obviously, I think there will still be a couple things maybe going on, but no big lectures or anything for the people that don't want to participate in this part, or you can just
Mhm.
hang out by the beach or the pool, obviously. But I think it's important to have something where, for the people that want to be together, we get a big a big chunk of people together. So that will be fun. And then also back to the vegan Olympics. So every day we're going to have a lift of the day. So last year we had a deadlift competition. It was very well received. I think it was a lot of fun. And so this year we're like, okay, how can we like make it even more fun? So every day we're going to have a lift of the day. So deadlift, we're going to do a dead hang. We're going to do pull-up competition. And we're trying to decide if we're going to do bench or squats. Um,
Nice.
but basically, it's going to just be like the deadlift competition last year. We'll do a competition. There'll be a men's and a women's fleet. The winners of each competition, women and men, will get a $50 Visa gift card. Um, so just a little fun prize at the end.
Love it.
And yeah, I think that will be fun. Kind of disputing the myth that vegans and raw vegans and whole food plant-based vegans don't get protein.
Right.
Um, so that will be fun. You participated in the pull-up contest last year, and you did pretty good. Do you
I did
remember how many you
okay.
got?
Yeah, I think I did 12 pull-ups and or 12 chin-ups and 14 pull-ups or something like that.
Dang.
So,
So yeah, everyone, start working out, start getting in shape, because Matt's coming for you.
well, hey, Shane or Chase put me to shame. All right, so I'm just trying to get up to his level at this point. So hopefully
Yeah,
next year I'll be a little more of a competition for him.
sure. Awesome. Um, what else are we doing? So we're bringing a few other kind of fun things into it. We're going to be doing some. We had art classes last year, but we're going to be doing some more like again summer campy type stuff. We're going to have some tie dye, some bracelet making. We have a lady from Texas actually, Monica, is coming, and she's going to be teaching some dance fitness. So it's to like Latina hip hop music, and
Awesome.
it's repeating the same like movements over and over again, but like fun movements, so that you get a workout. It's a lot of cardio, lots of hopping. We might have some glow sticks, so that's going to be really fun. Johnny Juicer's coming. He's a new addition.
Oh yeah, that'll be
He's
great.
going to be awesome. Boat rides. I want to talk a little bit about the pontoon boat rides because you're on one of them.
Cool.
So for those of you who have not signed up for a boat ride, you can go onto the website veganwellnessretreats.com, select your like time and date, and it says who each boat ride will be with, what speaker, and it's a private Q&A. So you'll be with
Awesome.
11 other people, and just a time to talk to Matt or talk to whatever speaker you have chose. Go on a nice little boat ride around the lake, and yeah, it's going to be super fun.
I can't wait. Yeah, that'll be great.
What would you say was your favorite thing from the last retreat?
Oh man, there was so much.
Pickleball with your brother.
I did. I love playing pickleball with my brother. Yeah, we did a lot of that.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, just meeting the people that I've seen online for so
yeah,
long, Dr. Graham, John Kohler, Stacy, so many people that were at the retreat that I got to meet, and a lot of people that have watched my channel, over the years,
yeah.
and I just got to meet them for the first time there. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really the community, the energy between everybody. Like I made a newsletter post about this when I got home. It was just, that type when you bring people like are at the retreat, people of like mind, people of like energy. It's so like it's hard to even explain in words.
Mm,
Just how special that connection is that you feel.
yeah,
Like I just felt so welcome and accepted and just valued and so it was just such a great feeling to connect with people that one are inspiring themselves for me and also that make me feel like I'm helping them in some way. So
yeah.
Yeah, it was just the connection with so many great people and getting to learn. Oh, Dr. Karen and Rick as well, seeing
Yeah,
them, that was awesome. So yeah, just having the chance to connect with people was my
that's
favorite part.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dulce commented, so amazing. So Dulce and John are
I'll say
back.
as well. Yes.
We love them. They're our managers, so they're coming back as well. But yeah, community connection. That's what it's all about. The little, like, obviously the lectures and the workshops and the food is all amazing, but like the community and connection you meet with everyone is like what's the most important and what I think people walk away with the most. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, there was something I was going to end on, and now I can't remember what it is. Sorry,
It's all right.
I lost my train of thought. But anyway, do you want to, for obviously the last retreat or the last live, we talked about your books, but for those
Mhm.
people that haven't seen your books, do you want to talk about your books a little bit?
Yeah, I got them right here in the background. So yeah, I've got 3 books, 4 books actually. I have a kid's book, but 3 health-related, plant-based books. So I've got 21 Day Raw Transformation Program, which is, similar to what I'll teach regarding like the diet and the lifestyle in the group coaching course that I'll be creating, with some additional things in the course. But the book goes over, basically the basics, the foundation of how to build a healthy diet and lifestyle focused around raw foods, and just everything that I've learned over the last, I think it was like 12 years at that point.
Wow.
So yeah, that's that book. And then I've got my 5-Star Salad Revolution book, which goes over, it focuses on 5-star salads, which are, the type of salad that I promote people consume for at least one meal a day. And it's just a satiating, nutritional, satisfying salad
Yeah.
that I have found works for me, and I believe is part of my success with, you know, consistency and no cravings
Yeah.
or issues like that. So that's how I build a salad, and that's how I promote people, aim to make their goal for a salad. It doesn't always have to be perfect, but if you just use the guidelines in the book,
Sure.
you'll have a good salad. And then 5-star digestion. Almost everybody that I've worked with has some sort of digestive issue, and so I made that book to help them understand, basically what I've learned on how to create optimal digestion, both from a diet perspective as well as a lifestyle perspective.
Nice.
'Cause, I see a lot of digestive advice that only focuses on diet.
Yeah.
But there's so many other lifestyle and environmental factors that go into
Sure.
it. And so I included all of that into that book for
That's
people.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dulce says, when does the coaching group start, Matt?
That's a great question. As soon as possible. Once I get it, I'm almost finished putting it together. And so I'll get a landing page made so people can go and check it out, what's going to be in there. But yeah, hopefully by the end of the year, I'm hoping.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So just a couple things before I let you go. I just want to remind people we do have a free Telegram group if you want to go to our website. And I was amazed. Like originally we created it so that people could kind of carpool and like get in touch before the last retreat. And yeah, I was blown away that the community that was built in there, that people
Yeah.
are talking every day
Yeah.
still. And they're sending pictures of their meals, and it's just a really cool way to stay in touch or meet new like-minded people. The next vegan wellness retreat is in June. It's June 14th through the 18th. And we still have volunteer tickets as well. So if you want to volunteer, we actually have a large amount of different types this year. Last year we only had kitchen, childcare, and groundskeeper. This year we have juice and smoothie bar. We still have the kitchen and the childcare. We have groundskeeping. We have a dishwasher position this year, which is only 2 hours a day. So if you want to
Nice.
only work 2 hours a day, you can do some dishes.
Cool.
Um, but yeah, that's a really cool way to get a discounted ticket price. And we have a membership program because we're trying to make it as affordable as possible. So you sign up for this membership program, it breaks it down. So you pay monthly. So you can get on there and pay like $50 a month
Nice.
if you want to volunteer, which makes it nice and affordable. Um, Yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up? Oh, your code.
Oh yeah, my code. Yeah, I believe it's the same code, right? Matt
Yes.
$100 if people want to get $100 off their ticket.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm just grateful to be a part of the retreat, and I thank you and Chase for inviting me and giving me the
absolutely.
opportunity. So yeah,
We're
I'm looking
grateful to
forward to
have you part
June.
of it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's
Awesome.
definitely one of the highlights of my year now.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, Matt, for doing this. We'll have to do another one before June.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, thanks for doing the research. Thanks for uh, keeping us updated on the new research that comes out. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.